We come together in the midst of my felony trial, where I faced nearly half a decade in jail for rescuing 4 chickens from Purdue's Petaluma Poultry slaughterhouse. What people may not know is that Rose's Law is named after another chicken who was rescued from the same company, from Purdue's Petaluma Poultry. Her name was Rose. In 2018, there was an undercover investigation at McCoy's Poultry Services, which was a factory farm that supplied chickens to Purdue's Petaluma Poultry slaughterhouse. This investigation found evidence of widespread criminal animal cruelty. Chickens collapsed on the ground with injuries and illnesses, unable to get to food and water, slowly dying of starvation and dehydration. These findings were reported to Sonoma County authorities, but no action was taken. Direct Action Everywhere animal rescuers took action into their own hands, and they entered McCoy's Poultry Services in September of 2018. They began to carry out 10 of the sickest, most debilitated chickens at this facility to get them the medical care that they needed. Meanwhile, people were calling Sonoma County law enforcement, asking them to come to please help the remaining chickens who are still suffering inside of these sheds. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Office finally arrived on scene, but instead of helping these chickens, they stopped animal rescuers from leaving the property with the 10 chickens. People pled with the law enforcement officers. They begged them to allow these chickens to go to the vet, to get the medical care that they desperately needed. Most of the officers wouldn't budge. One officer did. In what may have been an act of compassion, she said the sickest chicken can go. The sickest chicken can go to get the medical care that she needs. And that chicken was Rose. Rose was allowed to come to my animal sanctuary, Happy Hen Animal Sanctuary, to receive care. The remaining 9 chickens were confiscated by Sonoma County authorities, and they were all killed. I am so grateful that Rose was allowed to live, but I will always mourn for those 9 chickens who so needlessly lost their lives. And I will never forgive, and I will never forget what law enforcement did that day. When Rose arrived to me at Happy Hen Animal Sanctuary, she had a swollen, infected leg. She was incredibly sick. Her leg was full of pus. It was growing perpendicular to her body. She had completely lost use of the limb. She couldn't really walk. She could kind of hop on her one usable leg. We tried to get her care. We tried to correct this leg. We tried physical therapy. We tried a wheelchair. Nothing worked, and she was never able to regain use of her leg, and she lived her life with a disability. She was an incredibly strong individual. Despite all of her health issues, she had so much joy in her life. She came with me everywhere because she couldn't, run around with the other chickens. I tried to let her see as much of the world as possible. She came with me to the grocery store. She came with me to restaurants. One time she had at a restaurant, she had a little salad bowl, and she picked up the whole bowl. She got so excited, she picked up the bowl and she threw it across the restaurant. She would sometimes sit in the shopping cart at the grocery store and we would wheel her around. She even came with me to school sometimes to meet with my teachers. About a year after Rose was rescued, she unfortunately passed away due to poor health. She had never fully recovered from the abuse and neglect that she faced at the hands of Purdue's Petaluma Poultry. And over the last several years, Rose has been denied her day in court. There were multiple other animal rights activists who were facing felony charges a few years ago. And one of the things that they were facing charges for was the rescue of Rose and the attempted rescue of 9 others. It was a bit of a complicated case. There were multiple factory farm rescues involved, and the Sonoma County District Attorney's Office made the decision that the story of Rose, the story of everything that happened at McCoy's Poultry Services, would not be looked upon fondly by a jury, that the jury would side with the animal rescuers who tried to help Rose and her siblings. And so they dropped those charges from the case because they didn't want Rose's story shared in the court of law. But the judge has ruled in my case that I will be able to talk about Rose and how her story impacted me in rescuing the 4 chickens who I rescued on the night of June 13th in 2023. And so Rose, after several years, will finally have her story shared in a courtroom. Today, we will march for Rose, and we will march for every chicken who has been abused and neglected by Purdue's Petaluma Poultry and by any company in Sonoma County or globally. We are fighting for a world where every animal has the right to be safe and happy and free, where every animal has the right to be rescued from abuse and neglect. Thank you all so much for being here, and let's be as loud as we can for Rose and for every animal. Thank you.
Thanks, Zoe. I want to add a little bit to the story of Rose's rescue.
Don't buy the organic lie!
Animals do not want to die!
Don't